and new WWE champion, Paul Bourgon. Put your hands together for Paul, everybody.
One of you guys has a crow problem.
Our Father, for I have sinned.
On the lips? I can't even make my own stuff funny. How am I going to make your stuff funny?
Never have I ever had sex in a public location.
I've been a very bad boy.
That'll be 3 Hail Marys and a Blowski.
It was intended to be a fart, but it turned out to be more than just a fart.
Music to my non-existent ears, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir. We are back for episode 7. Welcome to the 6 Nuts podcast. I'm your host, Dave, joined by the other 4 nuts, Jordan, Angus, and Paul Bourgon. Gentlemen, what is up?
How you doing?
That is
I'm
very
doing
calm, Paul. Very calm.
How you doing?
Well, we made it this far. We haven't been canceled yet. And you know what? Our subscriber base is growing. We blew past 20. We're up to 24 subscribers. So we want to encourage everybody, like and subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
Yes. All right. We got a special guest. He's in the green room right now. Jordan, you secured this guest as well. Do you want to give him the WWE introduction or what?
I'm not going to go WWE, but I'm going to give him a sweet-ass introduction. That's what I'm going to do. I'm excited to have this guy. I'm actually wearing their merch right now. He's going to be on the Battle of Ontario with Team Cornwall and part of LOL Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, very good buddy of mine, not your average Joe.
Joe, welcome.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
It is great to have you here. Joe, Jordan is he's repping the LOL Entertainment. You are a big part of LOL Entertainment. Welcome to the show, man. Great to have you.
Thank you. And I appreciate you rocking the merch, man. That's awesome. It looks good on you. Red's your color.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I mean, that LOL is awesome, but there really is no better merch or shirt than that.
What are we looking at? We're looking at Bloodsport.
Oh, yes. That's Van Damme. That's Van Damme, eh?
The greatest movie of all time. So
we just saw like a 46-inch chest and Bloodsport, man.
Penis.
And I think Jordan's rocking a 32-inch chest there.
Oh, that's nice. So like maybe a 24.
yeah, 24. So Joe, before we get started, man, we're gonna do a lot of fun things with you today. Tell us a little bit about yourself, LOL Entertainment, how that all started, man. Because you guys are in Cornwall and you guys are doing some great things, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, first of all. I've been doing comedy myself now out of Cornwall for about 6 years. And, there's some other comedians in and around Cornwall that have been doing for a little bit too. But, I noticed that there was a demand for it. There's a lot of people that are wanting to get out and laugh and maybe not just see, the same band every weekend or, go do karaoke every couple of weeks. And I was like, you know what, maybe since comedy is something I'm doing and I'm really enjoying and Cornwall seems to have a need for it, maybe we should fill that void. So in teaming up with some friends that I've had for years now, some lifetime long buddies, Pat Cardinal, Steve McDonald, 2 of my best friends on the planet. We decided we're going to team up and we're going to make this a real thing, right? And we've been going hard now for just over a year. And in that year, we cleared the board. We do this thing every year in Cornwall. It's the community votes. So all the top businesses around Cornwall get pinned up against each other to see who number 1 is. And LOL Entertainment this year, we were super, super happy. We were nominated for 4 categories this year. We were nominated for entertainment, live entertainment, party event and planning, and entertainers. And we won platinum across all the boards. So Cornwall is really speaking up to what we're doing as well, man. So
awesome, man. It's
fantastic.
It's awesome. Everybody's happy. You think you go down there and you're going to deal with like it's going to be a smaller town. Like I hope they have a McDonald's here. Like everything's fun and happy and like it's just great.
Well, that's just it. Cornwall always used to get a little bit of a bad rap because we had the paper mill here and it stunk and you know what I mean. Nobody really liked driving through a city that smells like a fart. But we closed that place down. We closed that place down, and we also closed down some of the other, not too friendly smelling places. We no longer have a strip club. So Cornwall, we're a nice little city, and
Ooh.
despite all the rumors, we're a pretty good bunch here. So
Yeah. Now you guys are, it's a great spot and you guys are doing great things. But before we get too far, we have to do a segment, which it's tradition. We start every show with a segment. It's called Hold My Beer. So this is Joe, a segment where we go around the room or around the screen, and we each introduce what we are drinking for this episode. So, as the guest of honor, do you want to kick this one off and let us know, Joe? What is your beverage of choice today?
I suppose I will. So my beverage of choice today, guys, I did just finish an 8-hour shift at work, and I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. So I am drinking out of a mason jar, by the way. I'm drinking some iced coffee with some 40 Creek whiskey butter tart. Butter tarts. I don't know if you guys like butter tarts. I love butter tarts. They're one of my favorite snacks, and it is also one of my favorite drinks now too. So
fantastic. So what is the alcohol level on that whiskey, Joe?
It's only 15%. That's why my mug is so big.
That's fantastic. That, I would stand up if I could and give you a standing ovation, but that sounds amazing, man.
It's actually delicious. It's very, very good. I was never one big on the liqueurs, but like I said, I love butter tarts, and this is a butter tart flavor, so I had to get it.
Because I can't hold my tongue any longer. Joe, my mom makes like mental butter tarts.
Really, eh?
And so every year for my birthday, she gives me a tray of like 24 butter tarts.
When's your birthday, Paul?
Sure, she makes butter tarts for dessert, and sometimes on Christmas she'll make butter tarts, whatever. And I'll go over to the house for Easter, let's say, and the butter tarts will be down in the basement in the fridge. And she's like, "No, don't eat any of the butter tarts." And I'm like, "I'm gonna." And I eat like 3 of the desserts before she could present it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, you can't, like I don't care about my family at this point. I don't care about anybody. Like I love butter tarts.
That's it, man. That's it.
For my birthday, I eat them in like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
So are you a whiskey fan, Paul? Would you combine those two, like the whiskey and the butter tarts?
Listen,
That sounds amazing.
I'll drink elephant piss if it gets me where I want. I'm not a whiskey guy,
I can promise you this tastes much better.
Yeah, if the elephant piss was mixed with butter tarts, I mean, like Christ, party with a capital P. But get it? Party with capital P. But no, I like butter tarts. So I've never tried that before for 40 Creek butter tart. Hey, like they give you no option but to buy it.
That's it, man. That's it. They had it sitting right beside the pumpkin spice, and I'm not a pumpkin spice guy, So
that sounds like dessert in a mason jar, man. That sounds amazing.
And it does the trick too. You get a couple of these into you there, and you're feeling great.
So, butter tart buzz.
Yeah. So by the end of the show, man, Joe is going to be spewing a lot of interesting things.
If you'll let me.
Absolutely.
Let it rip.
All right, Paul. Let's since you are speaking about butter tarts, why don't we move to you? What is your beverage of choice for episode 7?
Choice is, and I know I always kind of rep this company. One, I like the drinks that they make, and 2, because it's like 6 blocks from my house. But I'm drinking the Big Rig Pilsner.
Nice.
I've never been a stout guy. I've never been like into Guinness and stuff. Like I'll drink it, but I'm not like a red. I don't drink like ambers and stuff. I usually go for like a lighter beer. But I mean, I don't even know what Pilsner means. I just like that it tastes like what I like things to taste like. But
isn't Pilsner like a city in Czech Republic or something?
Yeah, Pilsner. Yeah. I think it's like it's someone who takes a lot of aspirin. A Pilsner.
Exactly.
But no, I'm drinking the Big Rig Pilsner, and these are great. This, in my opinion, it's a lot of people like the Big Rig Gold. And last few episodes, I drank the root beer, but and you guys have given me shit. You literally have given me a complex about it, and I've can't do it again. Yeah.
Here it comes with the hard root beer again.
Oh, fuck.
Cheers.
He's drinking a root beer.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to that, Paul. Jordan, let's move to you,
Baseball
man.
season just started, so it was an easy choice for me. I decided I was going to go with the official sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm drinking a
There you go.
Budweiser, and
There
I'm
you
popping
go.
it in my
Yeah.
UNOM beer cozy.
All right. I don't know if Joe knows what UNOM stands
Oh.
for.
Oh yes, I
He
do.
knows.
Does
He
he?
knows.
Are you a member, Paul? Is that why? Or Joe? Is that why?
Oh,
He's
I
an honorary
remember.
member.
I've sent in my application. I'm still waiting for a response.
Sent
Let's
in the
go.
application. Yeah. Did you send the admin fee? There's like a $10 admin fee.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's a good choice, and I'll end the segment. I am drinking a Kronenberg Blanc,
Oh,
a
fancy.
beer from
Fancy.
France. The only reason I'm drinking it, it's because
Eh?
it's the only beer that you guys haven't seen that's in my fridge. Otherwise, I'd be doing a repeat. But Kronenberg, it's a nice flavored wheat beer, fresh and fruity, and it's a blonde. So
It is.
cheers to that.
Can't go wrong with the blonde.
Hey, everything better.
Yeah, spoken like a true Jordan. All right, so that was a segment called "Hold My Beer." All right. Now the show can really begin. So, not your average Joe. You have a background in boxing, do you not?
I do. Yes.
All right, because Paul has a background in martial art. Is it martial arts, Paul?
No, I don't.
Yeah. He's got the chest for it. So, man, tell us, man. You
I was about 30. I did martial arts. My dad put me in karate when I was like 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Joe, tell us about your boxing career, man.
Oh man. I started boxing when I was about 7 years old, and I did it for about 2 years, just recreationally for fun. And then about 9 years old, I really started to take it serious. I trained for another 2 years, and at 11, I had my first amateur fight. Of course, I won. And then I went on to have a very good amateur career. I became a 6-time provincial champion, 2-time national champion, 2004, 2005. I was number 1 in Canada for my weight class.
Wow.
I was the captain of Team Ontario going into the nationals for 2005. I've won a few Golden Gloves tournaments. I've won a few tournaments stateside. And then at about 18 years old, I kind of fell out of boxing a little bit, and I kind of decided I wanted to try the street life, and got myself into a little bit of trouble, and did my thing for a couple of years doing that. But then I met a beautiful woman. She saved my life. She kind of brought me back onto the right path. I had a couple kids, beautiful kids. And there was something that was left unfinished when it came to the boxing. It was always my goal when I was young to either go to the Olympics or turn pro. And, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself knowing that I kind of gave up on those goals to go party instead. So with my wife being by my side and, now having a family and a stable foundation, I decided it's time to go back. I went back to the sport. I trained for a couple more years. I had a few more amateur fights. I finished my amateur career at 99 amateur fights. I only lost 12. And
Wow.
then I turned pro in 2018, 2019. One of those years, I won my pro debut, and then we got hit with the pandemic.
No
So
way.
that pretty much ended the career for me. I'm 35 years old. I've decided I'm a little bit too old now to be taking punches in the head consistently and still try to be able to help my kids with their math homework. So it was time for me to hang them up after the pandemic.
Joe, can I ask you something? And this is just coming from somebody who's done sort of that sort of thing, the combat sports. It's still in you, though, eh? You still think about it all the time, right?
It is. The fire's there, man. I gotta keep the animal at bay a lot of the time.
Not so much. It's like you said, not so much to like the getting punched in the head, but just the trading aspect of it, just the going out and hitting the bags,
Yeah.
class and getting a workout, and
It's
moving around and just the atmosphere, the people, you know what
exactly, yeah.
I mean?
It becomes a lifestyle, when you do it for so long, especially when you're really training to like compete. boxing doesn't become a sport anymore. Like it does become a lifestyle. That's one thing that all boxers will say. You don't play boxing. That's not something that you go and you can slack off at practice, and you got your team that's going to help you when it comes to game time. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But
level.
Yeah, at that level. But that was the one thing that I really took from the boxing. Is it gave me an extra part of my character. It taught me discipline and things like perseverance and things like that. And to have a strong body and a strong mind, right? Because you could be as strong as you want, but if you're not mentally tough as well, and boxing taught that. And I learned a lot of lessons growing up through doing the boxing, right? So I thank boxing for everything I have today.
If the pandemic didn't happen, Joe, where do you think your pro career could have gone?
Well, I did start my pro career a little bit later. I was 28 years old when I had my first pro fight. Like I said, I quit boxing at 18 years old to kind of do the party life. So I had 10 years away from the sport. But then to come back, get back in shape, and to be able to compete at that level was that's a story in itself, to be honest. But if it wasn't for the pandemic, honestly, I still would have had a couple fights and tried to run with it, see where I could go with it. But at that stage in my life, too, 28 years old, I do have a family that I have to support and look after. And boxing is a dangerous sport, man, and it is brutal, and unfortunately, at that point in my life, I was like, I can go work in a warehouse and get really good benefits and make my nice paychecks, or I can continue to get beat up and maybe in a couple of years not have the body that I do now and be able to work at an actual job. You know what I mean? So it does play a toll on you, the boxing. So I got out at the right time, and I retired on my own accord. So I retired from the sport. So that makes me happy that I wasn't retired, and I didn't go until I was an old man, decrepit, and a shell of myself, and you know what I mean? So I've retired on the top, and that's where I'm going to stay. So,
man, good for you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I gotta say, if you got anybody ever approaching you up on the stage while you guys are performing, you want Joe at that show just in case something goes down. Okay?
It's actually really funny. I did a show 2 or 3 years back. It was the first show that I myself had produced, and it was called the Not Your Average Joe Show. And I did a 45-minute headline set at the end of the night. And I used to do these things because I used to play actual music. I wasn't always a singing comedian. I used to try and play real music. I wasn't obviously that good, hence why I do the comedy now.
Great voice.
It's a little bit easier to write a funny song than a heartfelt one, a tearjerker. But so I was on stage, I was doing my thing. But I had taken a little bit from my bar days when I used to play music there, and I'd play games with the crowd. And I made the mistake at this comedy show of bringing 2 people up to the stage, and we flipped coins for shots. I had a platter of 5 shots, and I said, your heads, your tails, and we flipped the coin until the shots were gone. Unfortunately, one guy got almost every one of them, and by the time the game was over, he was really feeling the effects. And I tried to say, okay, thanks for participating. He didn't want to leave the stage. And he leans into the mic. He's like, come on, you should battle me. We should heckle. And I'm like, dude, you got to get off the stage. And he wouldn't get off. So I gave him a little friendly nudge off the stage. And he didn't like that. And he raised his voice at me in front of, there must have been 200 people there. This was a very big night. And he raised his voice. And I didn't know how to handle it at the moment. I'm like, this is, I'm trying to put on a really professional show here. I got this guy now standing on the front of the stage, kind of calling me out. So I threw some t-shirts into the crowd. I told him to get the hell out of here. And then I yelled into the mic. I'm like, you guys almost got 2 shows tonight, So, but that was the one and only time, knock on wood, that I've had that happen where somebody's kind of come up to the stage, and wanted to try and get a little piece, I guess.
Joe, not to interject, but you tell that story, and I bet you the reason why you haul off and just to put that guy into another realm is because you took boxing.
And that is it too, man. My like I said, respect, discipline, things like that. You learn that, right? And at the end of the day, You can hit this guy. You're gonna ruin your show.
You're trying to be professional.
He's drunk. Like it's not a fair situation, and so rather than lay him out and just deck him, the boxing did help me in that aspect too, being like, listen, this guy's not worth it. He's not in my league at the moment, and I'm not gonna ruin the show and ruin the night. So I think I played it off really well. Old me might not have been able to restrain myself as much, but.
So you learn boxing, you learn how to box, you learn how to fight, to not fight, like
that's it. That is it.
So it's like it cancels itself out, you know what I mean? It's there's something about it that I'm hearing you talk and hearing you say it. It's I kind of understand, just
you'd rather know it and not need it than need it and not know it, right?
Like math,
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever been knocked out, Joe?
In the ring, no.
Yeah.
Never in the ring. I don't think I've ever actually been out cold. I've taken some shots where I remain on my feet, but then a few minutes later kind of forget what happened. Hey, where am I? What's going on here? But yeah, I've taken some really good shots. We have another fighter here out of Cornwall, recently retired professional boxer. He was ranked top 10 lightweight in the world at one point. And this was my everyday sparring partner. So when I say I've taken a lot of shots to the dome, I've taken a lot of shots to the dome. Yeah.
Wow. What do you think about the Mike Tyson fight with Jake
Oh,
Paul
man.
in July?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Dave, you don't got enough time on this podcast for me to get into that. You ain't got enough time, man.
This is a crazy sports topic, I think. If you're going to talk about that, we definitely move that to crazy sports.
I've been calling out Jake Paul myself now for 2 or 3 years, but he's never going to see me because I'm a nobody, right? But I've been calling him out, and I told him I don't want your money. You can leave your cameras at home. I just want your front teeth on my mantle, buddy. That's all I want. I don't like that guy one bit. And I will understand how some people say that he is turning some eyes to boxing. Some of the younger crowd, which is cool. I like that. Some of these younger kids are getting interested in boxing because of the things that he's doing. But as a boxer and a fundamental boxer and the things that he's doing in the sport, I feel are such a black eye for boxing, man. You're going to fight Mike Tyson. You're doing it for money. It's a cash grab. That guy in his heyday would have put you to sleep just breathing heavily on you. You know what I mean? And you want to kind of collect some clout off of his name now in his later stages. I think that is the most disrespectful thing ever.
Have you seen Tyson? Have you seen clips
I
of him?
have seen Tyson. Yeah.
He looks good, man. He looks so good.
He does look good, but I'll tell you, some of those training videos you're seeing are not recent. Some of those are a couple years old.
Yeah.
And they're fighting with 18-ounce gloves, man. That's like,
gloves.
It's not.
You might as well have a pillow on,
Yeah.
But then again, let me tell you this, guys. In boxing, they say the first thing to go as you get older is your legs, which is a disadvantage a little bit for Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson's a very jumpy guy, likes to make the angles. But they say the last thing to go is your power. And Mike Tyson seems like the kind of guy that, despite an 18-ounce glove, can still hit you real hard, So I'm hoping, I'm praying that he does the boxing world a favor and put this joke on his ass,
But Tyson, again, not to make the whole podcast about Tyson, like you said, but you're saying the first thing to go is your legs. But Tyson is like almost a phenomenal boxer for his footwork.
And that's it. Tyson was very athletic.
Power comes from his body all boxers know how to throw a punch, right? But his movement is so surprising. And
he didn't need much space to get a lot of power off on his hips, right? He'd be up close.
He's 5'9" probably, but his style is getting in close, and those quick moves.
Yeah,
quick. I was thinking about today,
he has a very strong core and foundation, and that's where power comes from.
The scariest human being on the face of this planet was Mike Tyson in his prime. We're living in the time of Mike Tyson. We're living in that time. And Genghis Khan is still talked about. Alexander the Great is still talked about. William Wallace is still talked about.
Yeah.
1,000 years from now, Mike Tyson
Iron Mike
will be talked about.
will
be. It's insane. It's just like you said, Joe, to be sort of not taking advantage of a retired boxer kind of thing. Like, it's not like the movie Rocky Balboa kind of thing. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
in his prime, Jake Paul like wouldn't last 30 seconds.
No.
You know,
I've been, like I said, I've been calling Jake Paul out. I put on, I shared it to my Facebook a few years back, but I spammed that guy's Instagram for like 2 months straight, just saying everything I could just to try and get a little bit of a reaction, but nothing.
so many people
Nothing.
do that. I bet you there's so many people like, I'll fight right
Oh,
now.
I guarantee his inbox is filled, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even check it. He's probably got people do that for him.
Yeah, that's just it. That's just it. It'll never happen, but I'd love for him to come on down to Cornwall for a day.
So, are you going to watch the fight?
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Why
Good.
not? Eh? Why not?
You know why you're not
I
gonna
talk
watch
all
it?
the crap about it. I can't go and support it. So
You know why you're not going to watch it? Because the winner of Battle of Ontario Comedy Show on April 6th moves on to Toronto on July 20th.
yeah,
So you're going to be busy.
July
I'm gonna
can't.
be busy, bro. I'm gonna be real busy. Yeah.
Is that same day as the fight, July 20th?
It's the same day as the fight. I booked
wow.
the show before Jake Paul took it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What about me, Jordan? Am I not going to be busy? Hey,
yeah, you're going to have to be. You're going to have to figure it out.
I think that was an indirect shot at Paul,
I
pretty much saying that.
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna lose, man.
I'm just realizing we got some competitors at the table right now.
Sure, man.
sure do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Battle of Ontario, Cornwall versus Ottawa. We got Paul Bourgon is one member of Team Ottawa, and Not Your Average Joe is one member of the Team Cornwall.
I'll tell you guys just very quickly. I have one of my buddies is like a HVAC guy, and what I've done is I've pre-organized for him to go in just before I go on set and install some nitrous oxide. Cranked it on. You guys have no chance.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man.
That's it. That's it.
So, Joe, what made you make the transition from boxing to comedy? Like you started, what, 5 years ago?
5-6 years ago, I started comedy. Yeah. So honestly, so we have a big player here in comedy in Cornwall, and Mark Vincent. Mark Vincent's been doing it here in Cornwall for about 10-12 years now, and he's the OG in Cornwall when it comes to comedy. But he always would put on these open mics, and when I was 13 years old, I wrote a funny song, and a couple of buddies of mine heard that Mark Vincent was doing these open mics, and they were like, "Hey, you should get up there and just sing that song that you wrote." So for fun, I did it one night, and the reaction I got from the crowd, man, I fell in love right there, and I've been doing it ever since.
Do you still remember that song?
Of course I do.
Can you play it for us now?
Pete.
Oh, would you?
Yeah,
I just happen to have my guitar right here as well.
Oh, what a coincidence. That's awesome, man.
how did that work?
Who would have thunk it?
All right, man. Let's hear it, Joe. What's the name of the song? And
All right, so keep in mind I was 13 years old when I wrote this song.
I can't wait for this.
There we go. So this is I'm not a country fan, but at 13 I liked a little bit of country, so I tried to write it with a little country style. This is a song I wrote called Tits.
all right, let's hear it. Tits.
Well, some might be round and some might be small, but I'm telling you that I love them all. I'll tell you the ones I like the best. I like sucking and fucking and playing around. I don't like pennies because they touch the ground. What am I saying? I just love tits. Then I got a second verse I wrote. It goes,
Beautiful.
I like to watch joggers when they run, bouncing their titties, man, that's fun. It was something along the lines of that, but I won't bore you with the entire 20 minutes of it. So it goes on and on. So
Oh my God, 20 minutes. Like that is your stairway to heaven.
that was a good little vocal warm up too. I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah.
Oh man, no, appreciate you doing that, man.
Fuck, it's so fucking funny to me. I love your fucking, I love your act. I love how you the way you sit. That's such a 13-year-old song. Like
It is.
man, fuck
And
it. Like man, guys.
And I'm not gonna lie, I messed up the guitar because I haven't played that song in a really, really long time. So I'm surprised I even was able to remember some of the lyrics.
Listen, this is what I like. This is what I was saying. This won't take long. But I play the guitar as well. I have a few guitars. I have a mandolin. I have 3 acoustic guitars and 2 classical guitars. And I used to like when my ex fiance would live with me. I think one of the reasons why she left me was because I'd like play the guitar, but I'd like sing songs to her, and I'd be like, I just strum the guitar like that, but the lyrics would be like, I'd strum the guitar and I'd be like, guess what? I'm gonna fuck your butt. Guess when? Half that 10. Guess who? I'm pointing at you. And then I go, because I couldn't think of another lyric. And that's what I hated the most about the songs.
Yo, when
I
all
couldn't think of
else fails, man.
Time, and I'd fill it up with,
That's it. That's it. When all else fails, man, just pull it like, or yeah.
And you did that at the last show we were at. You did it on your song, and I was like, oh my god, like it was like Step Brothers. Like, do we just become best friends? Yup.
Yes. Yeah. Just keep your nuts off
I
my
knew
drum track.
there was somebody out there like me. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
That's amazing, man. So, Joe, do you only do singing comedy? Like, do you do like?
Well, I dabble in some stand up too. When I first started, I was strictly just singing songs.
Yeah.
But as I kind of toured around and seen, some other comics, doing their thing and getting to some of these actual comedy clubs, I realized, I can't just sing songs. I gotta throw in some jokes too, and I gotta be the whole part, right? If I just want to play guitar and sing, I might as well be a musician, right? But I want to be a comic. I really enjoy making people laugh. So I've really started to kind of incorporate both sides, the guitar and the music, and also my awesome personality and storytelling. So,
So, do you like Weird Al's music, or is that like?
honestly,
Yeah.
man, to be honest, if I'm gonna tell you guys, my musical comedy inspiration is Stephen Lynch. I don't know if you've ever heard Stephen Lynch.
No.
The guy is phenomenal. He's got an incredible voice, and he is hilarious. I started listening to Stephen Lynch when I was about 13, 14 years old, hence why I wrote a funny song myself. And I have to say, he's been one of my influences for comedy. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, Paul or Jordan, do you guys have questions for Not Your Average Joe?
No, I just want to give Cornwall a shout out here. Actually, the first time I met the LOL guys was actually at Eddie's Diner. Dave, you opened up that show that day, and I brought some members of the United Nations of Masturbation along to that show.
How bad
And,
did I suck?
What's that?
How bad
bad
did I
did you-
suck on that one? Yeah.
Nah, we don't need to talk about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But no, it was interesting to see. I do Jengus comedy, right? That's kind of like I'm dabbling in production of shows and stuff like that. And to see you guys pop in with your swag, your LOL entertainment, I'll flip the hat back around, and it was neat because you guys came all the way up from Cornwall to do Eddie's Diner for like what? There's like 5 people that day.
yeah.
And you guys still killed it, like, and probably one of the best shows towards the end that I had seen in a long time was when you popped up, you did your song, and I'm not going to ruin it because if people want to see it, they can come to the show on Saturday and watch you do it there, right?
I'll be doing it too.
Yeah, I was like, every time I go to Cornwall, if we're on the same set or what have you, or even if you're on the set, I try to get as many people to come and watch you perform that song. Like I get excited. I'm like, you have to come see Joe. He's funny. Even if you don't like me, you don't find me funny, you'll find him funny.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Big time.
I mean it. I do have a soft spot for your hometown. Out of 3 of my biggest shows, 2 of them were in Cornwall. So I have a lot of respect for that city and you guys, man. Like, I think you get too much heat for nothing. It's kind of a shame. It's a really fun place to be at, honestly.
It is, man. I'm glad you guys like coming down. You know what I mean? And I think I've got you coming down April and maybe May as well, Jordan. And Dave and Paul, I'm gonna get you guys coming down again soon as well too.
Love to. We'll go back
Yeah,
anytime, man. Anytime.
I look forward to it. I'll be bringing a crowd. I'm there April 25th and May 9th.
Yes,
So,
you are. Yeah,
Nice.
no, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. May 9th, Jordan. Do you wanna maybe let the people know what you're doing May 9th here in Cornwall?
it's gonna be a big show. I'm headlining that show. That's right.
Nice.
You're gonna see me for a full 30 minutes. You're gonna see all my best stuff. Honestly, that crowd there is the best for me and my style. I love getting that crowd work in. I love playing with the crowd. I like making fun of them a little bit. Not enough to hurt their feelings, but just enough to get them involved.
Jordan,
And
Jordan, you're at the point, I think, where they need to put you up for more time because
Yep.
you can't. It's a waste if you just do 7 minutes, man. Like you need to be put up for more time. Like
And
I
your last
appreciate it.
set, Jordan, your last set that was at the Laugh Out Lounge here in Cornwall. I wasn't able to be at that one because I was over
You're
there with
a
Mr. Paul Borgal there, at Buster's. But the boys from LOL, like Pat Cardinal, messaged me personally saying, "Man, Jordan killed the crowd tonight, right?" And that's the thing. Your stuff is perfect for Cornwall, man. You know, there's we almost have like a style down here. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be prim and proper, we're probably gonna not listen to you too much, right? But
No.
if you're gonna get nasty and you're gonna get a little bit riled up and you're gonna touch on some of the little bit vulgar stuff, man, Cornwall is the place to do it, man, because we're all a little bit crazy down here too. So
Yeah. No, it was great. Pat, I was kind of feeling a certain way that night. I was trying to make somebody, they were going through something that night. So I was trying my best to make her laugh and just forget what situation she was in. And Steve came up. He's like, "You're on deck, man." So I went back to the green room and Pat comes up to me. He's like, "Do something with the front crowd if you can," because no one had touched them yet. And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, just kill them." I'm like, "Done." And it was like, I was on a mission that night to just get everybody involved. And I had so much fun. I still talk about that actually that night. That was a
Good, man.
real fun night for me.
good. I'm glad, man.
Nice.
I can't wait. I look forward every time I'm down there. I look forward to it. So
I'm glad, man. It makes us feel good too to know that there's comics out there that are excited about what we're doing down here, right? So because we've put a lot of work into this book. Well, Jordan, I'm sure you know, and Dave and Paul, you guys are doing a lot down there too. So you guys know the hustle and the grind it really takes. You guys are just as lucky as I am to have a little bit of a team with you as well, right? You know, you kind of have some guys that you can lean on, and it doesn't always have to be 100% your focus. But we all have full-time jobs, we all have families, and this is still trying to be one of our our main focuses, right? And to have great feedback like from other comics that come down that are also doing their own productions and stuff, that means a lot to us, man. And it just keeps us wanting to continue to move in this direction and keep moving forward and keep putting on these awesome events because obviously people are enjoying them. So
yep.
Right on. Yeah, right on. Lots of great stuff going on in Cornwall. Joe, we have kept you for close to 40 minutes. We got one bit that we want to do with you.
let's do it.
Yeah, it's called Whose Joke Is It Anyway? All right, come on, you guys. You got to give that standing ovation to that
This is gonna be
intro.
fun. This is gonna be fun. I like this. I'm ready.
Jordan, I got a extra spare pair of sunglasses for you for that picture if you want. Yeah.
Thank you.
You look like Jesse Eisenberg there in that picture. I'm not gonna lie.
There you
Awful.
go. So this is a segment we have never tried this, Joe. So we apologize, but we're going to make you the guinea pig. We've never done this, so
Let's do it.
it's either going to be like an 11 out of 10 smash hit, or it's going to bomb and it's going to be edited out of the show.
No, we're making it work, man. No editing here. We're making this. We're making this work.
So here's how it works. So Jordan, Paul, and I have written 3 jokes each. And so we're going to do 3 rounds, and I'm going to read a joke, 3 jokes, and you're going to tell us who wrote which joke. Jordan, Paul, or Dave.
Beautiful.
Jordan, can you check your cell phone?
Yeah, hold on. I'm on my phone here, right here, real quick.
Because I sent you some jokes. I instead of me reading the jokes for all 3 rounds, I sent you some jokes. Paul, I can text you some jokes so you can read round 3. Instead of me.
You just do it because
right.
I'm doing this podcast on my phone. Like you guys all have cameras, right? Like if the camera turned around,
I'm on my phone too. I'm on my phone too.
You see my phone sitting in a drink holder, like what?
Yeah.
Like your like a car where you put the, like I don't have an iPod
All right.
phone holder, and it's in a box so my voice can get to you. So
all right. I just thought
lying on the fucking ground, like waiting for me to feed her.
Yeah. So I should have thought of this before. I just thought of it now. Like next time, we'll send the jokes to Paul and Jordan ahead of time so they could read some jokes, because it's just going to be me reading, and it's going to be anyway. Jordan, if you're able to get the jokes, great. If not, I'll read them all. So
I'll while you read the first round here, I'll try to text it to a different phone and see what I can do. Okay.
Jordan,
all right.
Drug dealer.
All right. Are you ready, Joe?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So here are the jokes for round 3. Or for round 1. Joke number 1. I saw an ad online for a free bird. It was a parrot inside a cage. I thought, how hypocritical.
Oh, okay. I already know the answer.
All right, that's joke 1. Joke 2. What's the deal with seagulls? It sounds like they are laughing all the time. Always at one seagull, too. You think that seagull's a comedian? All the other seagulls talk about going to watch Seagulliger in the Walmart parking lot. That thing he does with the McDonald's paper bag, he really takes his set to a whole new height.
Okay. All right.
That's joke 2. All right. Joke 3. It seems to me that they should have called... Sorry. It seems to me that they should have just called these movies Mission Possible. So those are your 3 jokes. So you got to...
All right, I got them all ready to go.
All right, so Joe, what are you?
So joke number 1.
Yep.
That's a David Joseph joke.
Okay.
Joke number 2 is a Paul Borgon joke. And joke number 3 is Jordan.
All right.
I got ya.
Oh, did you get me?
The first one was mine about the bird in the cage was mine.
I got
the
it.
second one about the seagulls is Jordan.
Oh.
And the third one about Mission Possible is Paul Borgon.
Oh, man.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
The problem. This is the fucking major problem with my comedy. There's no punchlines. There's no like point. And the whole thing is like the way I say it. I say, it seems to me like they probably could have called those movies Mission Possible. Like, you know what I mean? So when someone reads them, they're like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, Paul. Even when I reread them and I just read them, I'm like, that's fucking dumb. Don't ever tell anybody that ever. Like,
but your joke on paper is different than when you deliver it, man. Like,
but I gotta when I write, I gotta like capitalize.
You gotta make sure that you're putting the proper grammatical punctuation.
I gotta like enunciate my fucking writing.
Like your Black's joke, if you read it on paper, it looks lame. But your Black's joke is like one of the best jokes you've ever written.
Yeah, but it got a bit of a hit last night.
No, you got tons of laughs, man.
Yeah.
You got the biggest laugh. That was your biggest laugh in your set, man. Was that one?
Yeah.
I wrote that joke trying to fool everybody thinking it was Paul. And you know what?
It worked.
What are you doing here? Yeah.
It was I had to show it absolute, and you sat beside me, and I don't know what it was. You said something, and I just triggered my brain, and I'm like, oh, I gotta write this down.
Funny, eh? It's funny how that happens, man. Yeah, I was telling Dave last night. Wardy made a joke about his wife and how she's a gilf. You know what I mean? I might be ruining this here. So
yeah.
A little bit.
All right, Jordan, do you have? Were you able to get that image, and can you read it?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
I wonder if child molesters look at newborns and call them bilfs. That's one joke. That's one joke.
Say it again. I didn't hear it.
I wonder if child molesters look at newborns and call them bilfs.
Woo!
That's, all right, all right.
That might get us canceled. We're off.
Yeah, and thanks for giving that to me to read, by the way. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, God. Okay, second joke. Are child actors in child-safe movies... oh, fuck, I'm butchering this one, man. I'm having to read somebody else's handwriting. Are child actors in child-rated movies...
You want me to read it?
Yeah, can you read that one for me?
Jordan started off by saying, "This is not my joke."
Yeah.
That's definitely not mine.
All right. So you heard the first one about the BILFs. Joke number 2, are child actors in adult-related movies... fuck, I blew that one. Are child actors in adult-rated movies allowed to watch their film?
Ooh.
And do you want to read the last one, Jordan?
I'll try to read the last one here. Okay.
Right.
I'm not into... I'm just going to call this one out. Fuck this. I'm just going balls deep on this one. I'm not into backdoor-a-lingus, which is just a nice way for saying eating bum. My coworker said, though, that the male G-spot is in that area. I don't think he realizes how long your tongue needs to be. Your partner would have to have a tongue like Yoshi, which is probably why Mario is shouting, "Let's go," all the time. All I can hear is Yoshi fucking like, "Meow."
Me too, bro. Me too.
By 2030,
shit,
that's
man.
how. By 2030, that's how Mario will get his flower power up.
Oh my god.
All
All
right,
right,
Joe.
I think I got these ones. I think I got these ones.
You too.
All right. So joke number 1. I'm going with Jordan.
That was the BILFs?
Yeah, the Bilfs. I'm going with Jordan. Joke number 2, Paul. Joke number 3, Dave.
Wow, Joe, you are 0 for 3.
Oh man, really?
The BILFs
Jeez.
one was written by Paul.
The Bilfs?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. That was my
I
initial
almost
thought too.
ruined
But
it. I almost gave it away by telling you,
Yes.
I came up with that last night. Literally, it came up with it last night. Yeah.
Yeah, like if Paul came, someone else was on stage and Paul came rushing over to the table. He showed me the joke. He's, "Oh, look at this joke." And I just wrote. I thought, fuck, that's brilliant.
You were laughing. You leaned back in your chair.
Yeah, it was funny.
I was like, that's funny. Yeah.
And
it works, man.
the joke about backdoor lingus is Jordan's.
Ah.
So you were 0 for 3, and you got one more round to redeem yourself.
All right, I'm doing it this time, boys. I'm doing it this time.
All right, round 3. Joke number 1. The Ministry of Labor came to the job site today. Apparently, you're not allowed to jerk it in the porta potty. There was a bit of an interaction between myself and the Ministry of Labor rep. He said, "What happened to the walls?" I said, "I painted them cream white. You don't like it?" He said, "What paint did you use?" I said, "I used Cummy Gloss." That was joke number 1. Joke number 2. Hearing aid advertisements should have a lot more captions in their commercials. And joke number 3. Why is the word hyphenated not hyphenated, but non-hyphenated is?
Oh my god, that's good. That's good. I like that. All right, these ones I'm going 3 for 3. We're going. Right. Joke number 1 is Paul. Joke number 2 is Dave. Joke number 3 is Jordan.
Oh, come on, Joe. Come on.
Seriously?
Come on, man.
I gotta see you guys more often then, man. I gotta learn. I gotta learn some shit.
I thought I would have given that one to you because I do a bit about jerking off, and I was like, "Oh, this should be like a layup."
Oh man.
So man.
Honestly, it was the name of the paint that I was like, "Oh, that's a Paul thing to say."
Why is that a Paul thing to say, man?
I don't know, Paul. It's just something about your face, man.
The only jerk off
joke
joke I've ever written, and the only reason I don't is because I just imagine my mom like Paul, I got some advice for you. Keep it clean. I'm like, Mom, I am clean. You don't have to worry about me. You know, I'm like, fuck, please don't ever come to the show. But the only jerk off joke that I have ever written down was that So like the other night I was like on a porn website and I was like trying to type in, like I was really looking for something like dirty, So I went to type in Brianna Banks, but I forgot to put the A at the end of Brianna. And I was just like Brian Banks came up. There's a joke. Like so I paused like Brian Banks and I'm like, well, and I was like, well, that's too late. I've already got my shirt off.
So I've written a couple jerk off songs, but I have written one jerk off joke. I'll tell it to you real quick. It's just a quick one liner.
Yeah.
So I do have kids that watch YouTube all the time, right? So the other day, my kids were watching soapbox derby races, and I saw my first ever laundry basket soapbox derby race, which I found rather peculiar because normally when I put my kids into a hamper, I've loaded them into a tube sock first.
That's good. I like that.
That's my jerk off joke.
Good one, yeah.
That's good.
Good one. So joke number 1 was Jordan about the Ministry of Labor. The hearing aid one was Paul, and the hyphenated one was me. So,
Man, I thought for sure, Dave, that hearing aid one was yours, man.
why?
No.
Why? Because I'm old and I have a hearing aid?
No, just because it's like it's just your style, you guys hang out with each other too much.
My style. Yeah. The tag to that joke is like if you ever went to like a protest where people were like protesting about like that they're sick and tired of hearing aid companies increasing their prices, so they're protesting, right? And somebody's like on a microphone like, what do we want? Hearing aids. When do we want them? What?
That's a good one, man.
I love it.
All right, so that brings to a close. Whose joke is it anyway? Joe, do you like that music?
I'm just grooving back here, man. Yeah.
I play the bass in that song.
I have to say that was fun. I purposely was trying to make jokes that didn't sound like my style, and was trying to throw.
It threw me off.
That was my goal. I didn't want to my humor is pretty. I'm a storytelling observational comic. It's my shit, right? So it's like I have to make something that's gonna make him think this is Paul or this is Dave, not me. Definitely, I wouldn't say that. But
well, you did a good job, guys, because you had me stumped on every goddamn one of them.
We got him, guys. We got him.
We got
you, man.
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Yeah.
Jordan, does that count for the Battle of Ontario? Is that like 1-0 for Ottawa now?
Yeah.
I'm unbiased. I'm unbiased in the whole thing. I don't even vote. I sit and watch.
All right.
Well, you got the best job of the night then, man.
Yep. All right. So, Joe, we usually like to end off episodes with final thoughts, and we just go around the table and give everybody the chance to give us their final thoughts. I will end with you, Joe, but I want to start with you, Jordan, because I've got a video as well. I know you're going to talk about the Battle of Ontario, and you delivered some tickets recently.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, I delivered some tickets. I almost forgot about this. We had a winner. Thank goodness I knew who it was because it was somebody who liked on my Facebook and they won the draw. And so it was ironic because we talked about not going to this location and, well, I had to go to this location. So if you want to run the clip real quick, that's cool.
All right, here we go.
We're in the depths of Vanier to give our prize winners their tickets. Obviously, I came during the day. Sorry, there's a local crackhead coming. As you can see, the watering hole for the crackheads down at the bottom there. Let's be quick about this because this is a very scary neighborhood. So. Hey, Dan.
Hey, how you doing?
Congratulations, man.
Oh, thanks.
You won tickets. So it's a rough neighborhood. You won tickets to the Battle of Ontario comedy show. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. Awesome. Thank you very much.
No problem. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Oh, that's great. That's great, man.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were talking about Vanier.
Yeah. It was funny. I didn't place that water bottle there. That was actually there. And I was like, I have to capitalize on this moment.
Awesome. All right, Jordan, tell us more about this Battle of Ontario, man.
Battle of Ontario is April 6th at Cultures Comedy Club in Ottawa. Showtime is at 8. If you can come by 7:30, that'd be much appreciated. We have Team Ottawa versus Team Cornwall. The winners will move on to face Team Toronto July 20th. We got a heavy group of people here. It's going to be an amazing show. Tickets are only $15. Get them while you can now because they are moving fast. So please do that. If you want to see something a little bit different, I also have an open mic opening up in Manitic at the Mill Tavern on April 4th. Sign up for anybody is at 8:30. Showtime starts at 9. I will be your host every Thursday. Please come on down and I have great food as well.
Awesome. Got a lot going on. Thanks, Jordan. Paul,
Thank you.
final word for you.
My final 247 words would be, Joe, I like just thanks for coming on the show today, and
Thanks for having me, guys.
I it's hard to give it's hard to accept compliments. It's hard to get it's hard to accept compliments. You're in your head to give them, you know what I mean? And I sincerely wanted to tell you, man, from just getting to know you and from working with you and all that kind of stuff, there have been a few times where I've been like, me too, when you found out you were a boxer growing up and stuff like that, and then you found you're a comedian as well. You're into that, and you're a musician. All things that you're not just interested in, but passionate about and good at. It's like when you admire somebody for something, and the reason why you admire them is because that's a trait that you have in yourself. And when we went down last night for that show, I was motivated and happy and excited for it because of guys like you. It wasn't a letdown. Your buddies that ran that place, again, Dave and I were talking about it. We're overwhelmed with the treatment we get, and it's just par for the course, man. I what I'm actually hoping for is you to just let me down. Can you just let for Christ's sake and stop making me you know what I mean? So you're a fucking phenomenal entertainer as a whole.
Thank you, man.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy that I've gotten to know you, and I hope we can work together for a lot more shows going forward. So I really, like I say, sincerely, fuck, man, thanks for being you.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words, man.
That was a pretty good compliment. That was pretty good.
That was, bro. That was, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little stiff.
As far as shows we got coming up, I just landed a new place downtown in the market, Lower Town bar, and a buddy of mine runs the place, and he's excited to get us out there. So I'm not gonna try to step on Jordan's toes because that is a big thing. The Battle of Ontario coming up. I'm even pumped for it too. So that's all I got to say.
I echo Paul's statements to you, Joe. I'm not going to try and say any more than that because he summed it up really well. So I echo his remarks. Joe, final word for this episode goes to you. The floor is yours.
Well, first off, guys, I just want to thank you immensely for allowing me to come onto your awesome platform and be able to shoot the shit with you guys. This time for everybody to be able to just go on back and check it anytime they want. I will be letting people know to follow the podcast. One thing I do have to say, though, so you guys are 6 nuts, and today we should be 8. You didn't say that.
Yeah.
You didn't say that at the beginning of the episode. I was gonna try and throw you a curveball and tell you how I was super offended that you would just assume that I didn't maybe lose one in a horrible skateboarding accident.
Maybe Dave or Jordan, Jordan is a girlfriend, Dave is a wife. Sometimes your wife takes your balls from you, right?
100%.
I have a bit about that.
Good. I can't wait to hear it, though. But in all honesty, guys,
that's 4 dicks. Yeah.
In all honesty, guys, when I started doing comedy, I was doing it for myself, my own adulation. I always said when I was a kid, I didn't want to work a desk job. My job when I got older was going to be performing, whether it be in a boxing ring or on a stage or somewhere, and I'm making that dream happen. But I never would have thought along the way that I would have got to meet such awesome people, awesome comedians, awesome people that I'd end up calling friends. So I really appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you guys coming down to Cornwall. And I'm really looking forward to the Battle of Ontario. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming hard, man. I'm coming hard.
Yes. Woo.
I'm coming for that crown. Paul, you better prepare, okay?
Fantastic. It's going to be epic. Can't wait. It's going to be great. Joe, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Would love to have you back anytime. Thanks as always, Paul Bourgon and Jordan Angus. We will see you all next time.
See you guys.
Sorry, not.
And new WWE champion, Paul Bourgon. Put your hands
The
together for Paul,
beautiful-
everybody.
Sounds like one of you guys has a crow problem.
Our father.